Hi everyone, I'm David Armstrong with wealthmanagement.com. We are here at Horizons, the inaugural retirement planning event from the American College of Financial Services. I'm here with Justin Fitzpatrick from Income Lab. Justin, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Retirement planning is a place that Income Lab plays in. Tell us a little bit for folks who don't know about your platform and what it does and how it maybe differentiates itself from some of the others.
Sure, yeah. So Income Lab is financial planning software focused on retirement, and is really changing the way that advisors provide advice to clients and the kind of advice they provide. So we're really focusing on helping retirees understand what they can spend. I know that sounds really simple, but it's actually really difficult for advisors to provide that kind of advice. Not just what can I spend, but how am I going to do that to be tax efficient? And then changing the experience of retirement to be not about pass fail, I'm gonna run out of money, but about providing advice over a lifetime to help people understand when they can spend more, when they might want to spend less, understanding that temporary and relatively small adjustments can usually keep any plan on track.
Income Lab early on is automating the decumulation side of retirement, right? So kind of optimizing those decumulation paths. So you do a lot more now. Explain to me a little bit about how you're kind of trying to widen the lens a little bit on how you interact with advisors and clients.
Yeah, I mean, advisors have really asked us to do more. There are so many parts of a client's life that touch on retirement. And then another thing that we're focusing on is really making advisors more efficient. So providing really good retirement advice requires keeping plans up to date, making sure that you're able to serve everyone at a high level. Thankfully, you can actually automate a lot of that with software. Things like making sure everybody's plan is up to date with the latest Social Security COLA adjustment, for example. That's not anything anyone should be doing manually. That is something that software does really well, so that you can let your clients know, for example, every January, hey, everybody's plan is up to date, and here's how the latest COLA adjustment affects you. Can you spend more now, and so on. And by the way, that affects every client who will ever receive Social Security. So, and that's just one example. We're updating, plan lengths as people age. We're updating their plan for actual inflation as it happens to see how their plan is changing. All that can be done automatically, which helps advisors just provide a lot better service.
For sure. And one of the things that you do is, I think, help the advisor better communicate some of this stuff to the end client. And I think just in small ways that you do this, right? Kind of changing the dollars and cents, percentages to dollars and cents, and talking just in a slightly different language that was more resonant with the.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's common, for experts in financial planning to think that the ways that we talk are understandable to clients, but you're right, things like percentages really aren't. I mean, no one comes to a financial advisor asking what their probability of success is. That's just not a thing. They want to know in normal language, how much can I spend in dollars? When should I start to worry in dollars? When can I, hit some bucket list items in dollars? And so we definitely focus on that.
Well, a lot of financial advisors, I think, would say that a lot of the frustration with technology is the integration issues. And for all the stuff that we want to accomplish and all the great things that platforms like yours do and others, it doesn't necessarily work if it's not working.
Yeah.
What do you guys do about that? How do you think about integration with other technology platforms? What is your view?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just finding great integration partners who are willing to work and focus on advisor experience, and we've definitely done that and really upped our game with integrations recently. Part of it is going to be new technologies like AI kind of helping, because the goal is not necessarily just have great integrations, it's have great experiences, right? So can I kind of skip the steps that are most time consuming, most onerous, and so on. Creating plans, updating plans, all of that takes many hours, and for a whole book of business, hundreds or thousands of hours every year. So that's what we're really focused on. You're right, though, that integrations are a key part of that.
Some institutions, large institutions in the space, which don't necessarily make it easy for advisors to integrate retirement plans with their outside accounts and outside financial plans. What is your thinking about the industry in general, kind of standing in its own way to, accomplishing the goals that we all need to be accomplished? But
yeah, I think part of it is just understanding that this stuff is going to take time. A lot of people, there's a lot of hope around integrations, but particularly with larger institutions, with a lot of technical debt, it just takes some time. So I think I've talked with a lot of advisors who I think they've started to understand that integrations are never perfect, and so again, just providing ways that at least their life can be a little bit smoother, and they can spend the time doing the things that are the most beneficial to their client and really the best for their own kind of job satisfaction. I think that's a thing that all software programs can focus on, and I think we're heading in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, and the client demand will be there. So I mean, the business will adjust.
It will. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much, Justin. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.